Week 5 of the NFL. Darren, you ready for it?
Do it.
Any games you looking at for week 5 this week?
In particular, take a brief look at it.
Particularly, I'm looking at a couple games. I'm looking at the Ravens and the Browns. I'm looking at the Jaguars and the Chiefs. That's definitely going to be an interesting one.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a good one.
And I'm looking at one more, the Rams and the Seahawks. One of the ones I'm looking at this week.
One of the other ones I'm looking at is the Vikings and the Eagles.
Good matchup. Yep, good matchup. Absolutely. So, with
That's
that being
what, the rematch of the NFC Championship game?
Divisionals. No, it's divisionals.
No, they played the Saints in the division. Was it?
No, you're right. It's championship game because they got blown out. Was it 35-7?
Or 38-7? One of the two.
I had to go back and look on the other spreadsheet because I don't have it up right now. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Get the official results because I got it right.
I got it right here.
What is it?
38-7.
It was the championship game. Yep. Okay, with that being said, Darrell, let's take a look at the predictions from last week. Before I go into last week, let's go into last year and see how we did last year in comparison to this year. Last year, week 5, you went 9-5. I went 10-4. Disagreement games, if we had any, I doubt it. The disagreement, yes, we did. We had quite a few of them. Wow. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them last week 5 last year.
Wow.
Yeah. So starting with the first one was the Arizona Cardinals and the Philadelphia Eagles. You said the Eagles, I said the Cardinals. The Eagles won. Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals. You said the Bills, I said the Bengals. The Bengals won. The Carolina Panthers and the Detroit Lions. You said the Panthers. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you said the Panthers. No, forget that again. You said the Lions. I said the Panthers. The Panthers won. Very interesting going into the playoffs of last year was the first meeting of week 5 was the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. You said Jacksonville. I said Pittsburgh. Jacksonville won. Then they went into the AFC divisional game. And the Jacksonville Jaguars pulled that off too. Wait a minute.
They did.
Yeah, that's correct. They did. The Chargers and the Giants. You said the Giants. I said the Chargers. The Chargers won.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
There was one more, though. There's 2 more. The Seahawks and the Rams. You said the Rams. I said the Seahawks, and the Seahawks won on the road. And lastly, but not least, the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. I was upset with this game, even though I did not pick the Vikings. You picked the Vikings. I picked the Bears. The Vikings won. That was last year's matchup of last year's of our disagreement games, which goes into this year. Going back to last week, week 4. Darrell, 9-6. And me, 10-5. Overall record so far, you are 38-23, and I am 32-29 on the year.
As long as I'm keeping the lead on that, I could care less.
Be very careful. Be very careful.
No, I'll be all right.
Yeah. So the disagreement.
The coach games you pick to lose,
yeah,
I could get an edge.
Yeah. Right. Disagreement games from last week. We had a total of just one.
What?
We had just one.
Wow.
We had just one disagreement game last week, and that was the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. You said the Dolphins, I said the Patriots. The Patriots blew them out. I thought we had another disagreement game.
I thought we did too.
We both picked the Colts to win, and they lost. I thought we had another disagreement game. It looked like that's the only one.
Wow.
We both picked Green Bay. Didn't you pick Green Bay?
I thought I did.
Oh, you ain't keeping track?
No.
Yeah, that's all. I mean.
Yeah, I said the Packers.
Yeah, we both said the Packers, and they won. Yeah, we don't have any other disagreement games in the Dolphins and the Patriots. It's the only one we have. Things changed a lot from last year, don't it? Well, let me take that back. That was not week 4. I think last year, I think we only had 1 or 2 disagreement games. We'll see for week 5.
You just said last year's disagreement game.
For week 5.
Did you?
I said it for week 5. I said it for week 5. I'm doing them for week 5. I did last week for week 4. And of course, this week, week 5, we will have the predictions for Thursday night, Sunday, and Monday. Got anything else you want to add?
Cincinnati Bengals in week 4. That was their first road win in Atlanta since 1987. We weren't even born.
No, we were not born. And on top of that, we both lost that game.
Yes. Because we picked the Falcons.
What?
We picked the Falcons to win,
yeah.
didn't
we? Mm-hmm. Picked the Falcons to win.
I had no business winning that game. I'm sorry. They had to. That's all I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Double Take Sports Talk coming up next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Double Take Sports Talk with the Watts Brothers. Welcome to our podcast. With me, Darren Watts. Say hello to Darrell Watts II. D-Dub, what's going on?
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to our podcast, Darren Watts. What's happening?
You got it. You know this. Another podcast, another day. Always
Another
the greatest
exciting
time
day.
of our lives. Podcast work.
Podcast will be sir.
All right, with that being said, we got the podcast today. We have your evaluation from the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts, and then we'll have the playbook for this week 5 of the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts, along with the predictions for week 5 in the NFL, and then we'll have the Indianapolis Colts headlines and the final thoughts of our podcast. Darrell Watts, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well, let's go ahead and start with the evaluation then, Darrell, since you don't look like you're 100% ready, because it looked like you're about to be ready to say something right off the bat. When you're good and ready, the floor is yours.
Let me just say I'm going to be very embarrassed doing this evaluation report because of how the game plays. But we have a podcast. So, while I'm doing this evaluation report, I am going to act of very disinterest. So, let's just slide this out the way right now before I even get to the evaluation report. I'm just going to say that despite me being embarrassed of doing this evaluation report, I was still impressed. Period. I was still impressed with how the Colts got themselves together, picked themselves up in the second half, and made it a ball game, put it in overtime, and let Houston win that game. So, the final score of that game was 34-37. Texas took that win in extra minutes. Key performances from our Mitchell last week was Darius Leonard and T.Y. Hilton. So Darius Leonard had 8 tackles, 5 assisted tackles, 13 total tackles, and he had 1 sack for a 5-yard loss. T.Y. Hilton, he had 4 receptions, 115 yards, and he had left the game with an apparent leg injury, which I will get deeper in that in the injury report here in just a few moments. Now, a couple of notes from this game that I've seen when I was watching it. Overall, the game was dominated on both sides by 37 and 34 points, respectively, with J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney being the force on defense with 4 total tackles combined for 27 yards combined. Andrew Luck, he looked great on offense, throwing 4 touchdowns and no picks, although he did have a turnover at the beginning of the game, thanks to a strip sack that led to a touchdown by the Texans. The Colts had the game beat until they decided to give the Texans the game by going for it on 4th down in Texan territory. And the Colts worked so hard to get back into that game. Down 21-10 at halftime, the Colts gave the Texans a taste of their own medicine by outscoring them 21-10 going into overtime. So they felt bad about that and just gave them the win. And also to note on this, Andrew Luck and Deshaun Watson combined for 839 passing yards. That is a lot of throwing yards for a division rival.
Yeah.
Like that. Like that. So, Jim, you have anything to add to this evaluation report? Perfect. Moving on to the playbook, which features start of week 5 of the Indianapolis Colts versus the New England Patriots. That is going to be October 4th of 2018. Here are my key points for this game. The New England Patriots, they're 2-2 on the season. They dominated the Dolphins last week, which I thought was going to be the reverse, but it happened. The Patriots defense allowed 121.5 rushing yards per game. Can the Patriots remain dominant on a short week? And Tom Brady last week versus the Dolphins, he was 23 for 35, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns, and picks. For the Colts, they're 1-3 on the season. They lost in overtime last week. The defense allowed 377.2 yards per game. The Colts need to stay healthy. Can they continue dominance up to this point? And Andrew Luck last week versus the Texans, he was 40 for 62, 464 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Lights out football. Period.
Divisional football. Normally, you don't usually throw picks like that in your division rivals unless you're Tom Brady.
No, you do not.
Just throwing that out there.
That is exactly right. You will allow yourself at least 2 or 3 picks when playing against a rival. If you throw no picks against your own rivals, you ain't going up into a good spot in the league at some point. That was lights out football. That
absolutely.
Even though he did have that turnover, of course, I just mentioned just a few seconds ago with him losing that strip sack. So, the Colts injury report. Defensive back Nate Harrison, he has an ankle injury. Kicker Adam Vinatieri, who just broke the record of Morton Anderson, just converted, I think, 537 field goals. 138, one of the two. He has a groin injury. Linebacker Darius Leonard, he has an ankle injury. Running back Marlon Mack has a hamstring injury. Wide receiver T.Y. Hilton has a hamstring injury. Defensive back Kenny Moore II has a concussion. Tight end, of course, Jack Doyle has a hip injury. And tackle Anthony Costanzo has a hamstring. This is what I was talking about, and Colts need to stay healthy. These are starters right here. These are starters. Although that the Colts can actually still maintain with good threat, Ryan Grant, Chester Rogers, Anthony Walker on defense. And everybody's starting to play their step-up role, but these injuries of starters is just not looking good. It's not looking good. All right. Sorry, I'm writing a note there. All right, that's my playbook for the Colts and the Patriots. You want to add anything to that before we move on? All right, let's go ahead and head on to the predictions portion. So, Dan, whenever you're getting ready, the floor is yours.
All righty, here we go. Before we start the Week 5 predictions, just to note, the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on bye week this week, so they could be
hard on bye week.
Huh?
Bears hard on bye week.
Right. They are on bye week. They get to sit at home and watch other NFL teams lose in Week 5. So, with that being said, here we go. We got the Thursday night game we just talked about, and Darrell's Playbook featuring primetime 8:20 on Fox. We have the 1-3 Indianapolis Colts going up against the 2-2 New England Patriots. Take a look at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams. The Patriots took all 3 matchups. Starting in 2014, they won 42-20. That was in the divisionals of the playoffs or the championship game, one of the two. No, it was. It was a regular season matchup, 42-20. And then in the divisionals, this looked like the divisionals in 2015, 45-7. That was the championship game. AFC championship game. And then in 2015, also October 18th, the Patriots won by a touchdown, 34-27. Darrell, Colts, Patriots, who you got?
My gut is telling me the Colts.
Thank you so much for telling me that. I'm sorry, say that again.
My gut is telling me to pick the Colts, but I'm not going with my gut this time. I'm going with the Patriots.
Me too.
Something about this game there that's really going to set me off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be Colts offense
Yeah.
against the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
The Colts defense has already shown that they can show up to play.
Yeah.
So,
but my issue is this whole coaching issue type of ordeal, making smarter choices, perhaps.
Agree. And
So
so
this
far,
is,
that was the dumbest decision that.
and I thought about it along the ride home, and you're absolutely right. That was the dumbest decision I ever seen in my life.
That was the dumbest decision ever.
That was
Why didn't you just punt the ball? You couldn't put your hands on the defense like that? How? Oh, my mouth is so filthy right now, full of curse words. We got to move on. We got to move.
We'll do just that. Next game will be on Sunday, October 7th, 1 o'clock on CBS.
Hold on. Did you pick who you was going to pick?
Yes, it's the Patriots.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I said I was going to pick the Patriots because I don't like the coaching decision. I didn't like what they did last week, and I don't think that the mentality is going to be straight right now. So,
perfect. Moving on.
1 o'clock on CBS, we had the 3-1 Tennessee Titans going up against the 1-3 Buffalo Bills. Take a look at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams. The Titans, I don't know why I was about to say the Tech Titans. The Titans took the previous 2 out of the 3 matchups, starting in 2011, 23-17, and in 2012, 35-34, and then the Bills took the 2015 matchup, 14-13. Darrell, Titans, Bills, who you got?
Titans better win this game. I'm picking.
Without a doubt. I agree. I don't know. Buffalo just don't. Oh, boy, Lumbago. Oh. That's my back. Okay. That was my back.
Is there something I need to know that you've been doing that you ain't got no business doing?
No. I've been doing just fine, man. It's just that the way I'm sitting in this chair.
Okay.
Okay. And besides eating all that food kind of really, got me going. It's
developed a lot of fat.
I'm not even hungry. Haven't eaten since 3. No. 2.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way you can hold on that long without food.
What you mean? If you drank 3 64 ounces of water, yes, you can.
It don't cut for you. Anything that you could drink will not cut for you. That is false. You're just like Christmas. False advertisement. I don't believe you.
I haven't. What have I been eating, Darrell? What have I ate?
I don't know what you've been eating. Well, you probably snacked on something.
You want to count this as a snack? Would you like a bar of soap to wash off your mouth?
No, you probably could have put it up.
Put what up?
I could have put your little plate up, whatever.
Darrell, I would have to warm something up. I didn't have the time to warm something up. I could have went to Target and got something. I didn't.
And why Target of all places?
Well, I got to spend the gift card somehow. Don't judge me. I haven't eaten nothing. Who don't know this?
You don't.
Apparently you don't. Because you don't understand what pasta and meat and cookies and a salad can do to you. 3 plates? Seriously, dude. And then drinking 2 64 ounces with that meal? Are you serious? 2. I drank 3 altogether. I couldn't even eat all my mints. Darrell had to eat them for me, practically, so to speak. Moving on. Next game, 1 o'clock on Fox. We had the 1-3 Atlanta Falcons going up against the 1-2-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Steelers took the previous 3, starting in 2011 in the preseason matchup, 34-16, and then took the 2014 matchup, 27-20, and then took the previous 2017 preseason matchup, 17-13. Darrell, Falcons, Steelers, who you got?
I tell you what, this is going to be a very interesting game. But in the long run, I am actually going to go ahead and pick the Pittsburgh.
First disagreement game, I'm going with the Falcons.
After they just lost to the Bengals, I'm picking the Steelers. Oh, thank you.
Steelers got too many distractions. I'm good. I'll try to stick with the Falcons this time.
Well, the Falcons are a distraction enough just starting off 1-3. That's a big distraction right there.
Well, Pittsburgh had no business going into a tie with the Browns.
Well, as you would say there, that was a division game. That was a division rival.
Who cares? Darrell, have you not seen Pittsburgh dominate Cleveland? Are you serious? You're telling me right now that you're using the divisional game as an excuse to a team that has beat Pittsburgh, that the team that has beat Cleveland.
I have always said that some division rival games really just don't matter. That's why you don't even like predictive division games.
Certain divisions. I didn't say all of them. I said certain ones. Let me remind you of something. Because evidently you forgot where you came from. So let me sit down and refresh your memory a little bit here. Divisional matchups of last year. We dominated in 2 of the divisions. The NFC North, AFC North. 11-1. You went 10-2 with the NFC North. I went 9-3. 11-1 with the AFC North. You mean to tell me, Darrell, looking at this, we did not lose a game of Pittsburgh Steelers at all with that division, even with the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah. Let me explain something to you. Last year is so different from this year. Cleveland Browns got talent. That's exactly why they went into a tie with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They had no business going into a tie. Pittsburgh, they had no business going into that tie. You know it, I know it, and the whole universe, except the Cleveland Browns nation, knows that.
They know. Of course I do. But the whole point is that the Cleveland Browns is not the same team from last year. That's why we dominated the AFC North.
That's why I'm going with the Falcons this year, because the Pittsburgh Steelers ain't the same either. This is practically a toss-up game.
Even out on paper.
Yeah.
Even out on paper.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, next game, 1 o'clock on CBS. Coming off Monday night game, the 2-2 Denver Broncos are going up against. I'm sorry, was that a Monday night game? Yes, it was. Going up against the 1-3 New York Jets. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Broncos took the previous 3. In 2011, they beat the Jets 17-13, and in 2014, they smoked them 31-17 like barbecue chicken, and especially barbecue chicken theory going into this one in 2017. Barbecue chicken, they smoked them 23-0. Darrell, Broncos, Jets, what you got?
Broncos defense, they're going to be barbecuing chicken all over the Jets offense.
I agree.
I got the Broncos.
I agree.
If they manage to slow down the Kansas City Chiefs offense, but the Chiefs still end up winning that game, they can shut down the New York Jets.
I am. But Patrick, as I like to call him, Patrick Mahoney, because he's out there just acting the fool. Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes is. I'm glad I didn't pick away from Kansas City winning the AFC West, and I still believe they will. I believe they still
No, it
will.
makes
Now
no sense.
Denver is still on their hind. They're not exactly 100% on their hind, but they there. They there.
Mhm.
But I'm still sticking with Kansas City, and I'm not going on my back on that one. Which
Okay.
speaks what I call game of the week, one of the game of the weeks. 1 o'clock on CBS, we had the 3-1 Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the 4-0 Kansas City Chiefs.
Woo!
Take a look at the previous three matches against both of these teams. Kansas City took the previous three. In 2010, they beat them 42-20. In 2013, beat them 28-2. Man, they only got a safety? Wow. And Kansas City beat them in 2016, 19-14. One thing to note about this game before we go into the predictions, it will be raining. Well, it's supposed to rain. It is supposed to rain. So game plans might change a lot. A lot of
Oh
things
yeah.
might happen. So if it does rain, be prepared. So with that being said, Darrell, Jaguars, Chiefs, what you got?
So my only concern is the defense. Chiefs are ranked dead last on defense, but then you got Jacksonville that's just almost they are in second place, that is ranked second in defense. This,
Yeah,
help
this was hard.
them,
This one, I
them.
always
This
consider
one,
it's a coin toss for me.
this is what I'm. This is how I'm going to decide this. Considering the fact that Kansas City has always been a better offense versus any team up to this point, which is why they're 4-0. Defense always try to maintain. So I didn't like the way Jacksonville looked when they played Tennessee, and I think that this is going to be the team that shows up against Kansas City. I got the Chiefs.
I agree, Darrell. I don't like the way Jacksonville looked against Tennessee myself. Kansas City being dead last in the defensive rankings. You still think about the Indianapolis Colts when they were 32nd in the NFL, and they still went on
Right.
not only to go into the playoffs but win the Super Bowl in 2006, going the 2006-2007 season. You have that type of mentality in Kansas City. So I definitely agree. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm looking for them to go 5-0. Andy Reid will outcoach Jacksonville, without a doubt. Now, all I need to do is focus my eyes. Here we go. And we'll have this sheet up on social media sites prior to Thursday night game. All right, next game, 1 o'clock on Fox. We had the 2-1-1 Green Bay Packers going up against the 1-3 Detroit Lions. Take a look at the previous three matchups against both of these teams. The Lions took 2 of the last 3. In 2017, Green Bay took that matchup 31-24, and then the Lions took the previous 2. November 6, 2017, 30-17, and then took December 31st, 2017's matchup 35-11. Darrell, Packers, Lions, who you got?
Packers.
They are very well balanced. Let's be real. They are balanced. I did not like. They're balanced. On the behalf of the ranks, they are balanced.
Yeah, they're balanced, but I'm still picking the Packers.
Yeah, but I did not like the way Green Bay looked last week. Was it against Washington?
Yeah.
I did not like the way they looked. And it's a very good possibility they could look the same way this week against Detroit. So, in consideration, I'm just going to go ahead and and represent molded cheese and go with Green Bay. I'm just going to go with Green Bay because I got a feeling that Detroit is going to come out and pull off this win.
The only reason why Washington won against Green Bay was to run defense. Coach Peterson just ran all over.
And I forgot to
Who does Detroit have?
Nobody. Matt Patricia.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is an NFC North division battle. All right, next game, 1 o'clock on CBS. We have the 3-1 Baltimore Ravens going up against the 1-2-1 Cleveland Browns. This is a AFC North battle. Take a look at the previous three matchups against both of these teams. Matter of fact, if I'm correct, this might be their first time meeting this season, and it is.
Yeah,
Take a look at the previous three matches against both of these teams. The Ravens took the previous three. In 2016, they won 28-7. In the first season game of 2017, they won 24-10. And then in the second meeting, they won in December 17, 27-10. Darrell, Ravens, Browns, who you got?
In brutal honesty, I love the way the Browns played last week against the Raiders. Despite the fact that they lost the game, I still love the way they play. They play phenomenal football, but they're going to have to do a lot more than what they did against Oakland last week via a Baltimore team. Don't be surprised over an upset, but in the long run, I'm picking the Ravens.
The Ravens on the road, I agree. Got the Ravens on the road. All right, next game, 1 o'clock on Fox. We had the 1-3 New York Giants going up against 2-1 Carolina Panthers. They're coming off a bye week, so they should be fresh and ready to go. Not unless they did something stupid like climbing off roofs. Take a look at the previous three matches against
snowboarding.
Right. Take a look at the previous three matches against both of these teams. The Panthers took two of the last three. The Giants won in 2012, 36-7. This is when Eli was at his best. And then the Panthers took the previous two after that in 2013, 38-0, and 2015, 38-35. Darrell, Giants, Panthers, who you got?
I'm going to go ahead and pick the Panthers.
No doubt. No doubt. Agreed.
I don't like that, but I am going to go ahead and pick it anyway.
Yep. Panthers, no doubt. I agree. Next game, 1 o'clock on Fox. We had the 3-1 Miami Dolphins going up against the 3-1 Cincinnati Bengals. This is another good one.
Woo! Yeah.
Take a look at the previous three matches against both of these teams. The Dolphins took two of the last three, starting in 2012. They won 17-13, and then won in 2013, 22-20. And then the Bengals took the most recent matchup in 2016, 22-7. Darrell, Dolphins, Bengals, who you got? Oh, my.
Yeah, Darren.
That don't look good.
Yeah. Why is the Dolphins? That's the thing. Why is the Dolphins looking so good, but their ranks are just
That don't look good.
It don't. It don't. And that even for Cincinnati too.
Man, I might have to declare the fifth on this game.
I ain't declaring that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna risk it. I'm picking the Dolphins. I'm picking the Dolphins.
Man, dude, they got their butts spanked by New England and their division rivals. Man, I'm not comfortable. Man, I'm sorry. I'm just not comfortable picking the Dolphins. I'm picking the Bengals. I'm not comfortable with that. If Miami would have at least had a chance in beating New England last week, then yeah, I would have picked the Dolphins. But I'm not comfortable. I'm going with the Bengals.
Well, just remember this. Despite the fact that Miami did lose to New England last week, Miami always gets the upper hand in the second half of the season.
And you're right, but this is still the first half, so I'm going with the Bengals.
Well, let me remind you of something else. The Dolphins won first place in that division.
For now.
Maybe the Jets will take over.
No, the Jets ain't going to take over. I would love to see that happen.
They may take over.
No, because the Colts are going to lose to New England, so that's going to boost them up to 3-2. The Dolphins are going to lose this game. That's going to put them at 3-2, and then it's going to be tied. And then going into next week, you have the Dolphins going up against the Bears, and then you have the Patriots going up against the. Ooh. Well, maybe Miami will still hold on to first place. They might. They going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. At home.
That's a trap. That is a trap for failure.
Yeah. Right.
They have to. No, New England will really have to pull out their bag of cheat codes from their sleeve to win this game.
You think Andy Reid that crazy? If Doug Peterson's not crazy, Andy Reid ain't either. Matter of fact,
well, that's what I'm saying. They would have to pull out a whole bag of cheat codes.
And you're absolutely right. And you're absolutely right. But Andy Reid have outcoached Bill Belichick. We've seen it in week one last year. We've seen that in week one. He outcoached him, no doubt about it. So that may be something to think about. Next game. 4:05 on CBS. We had the 1-3 Oakland Raiders going up against the 2-2 Los Angeles Chargers. I got my pick for this one. Taking a look at the previous three matchups against both of these teams. The Chargers took 2 of the last 3. This is, if I'm correct, this is a AFC West battle. Yes, it is. The Raiders took the 2016 matchup, 19-16, and then the Chargers took the first season matchup of 2017, 17-16, and then took the second one, December 31st, 2017, 30-10. Darrell, Raiders, Chargers, who you got?
Chargers.
Check. I agree. No doubt.
No more to be said.
No more to be said. Next game, 4:25 on Fox. We had the 0-4 Arizona Cardinals going up against the 1-3 San Francisco 49ers. This is a NFC West rival. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Cardinals took the previous 3. What? Oh.
I'm trying to bring up my stuff and they ain't coming up.
Oh. The Cardinals took the previous 3. Starting in 2016, they won 23-20, and then they won the first season matchup in 2017, 18-15, and then won the second season matchup, 20-10. Darrell, Cardinals, 49ers, who you got?
Boy. Pick the 49ers.
They call this a primetime game. That is so unbelievable.
They're in California.
It's a 4:25 game, Darrell.
But not in California, it's not a primetime game.
It don't matter. No. They should have went on and played at 1 o'clock. That's going to be muted. I'm going to have to find out. I'm sorry. That just irritates me. You got a 0-4 Arizona Cardinals and a 1-3 San Francisco 49ers playing on a 4:25. Yes, it does. I would have been satisfied with 4:05.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, if they had just went and picked another team to play for in a 1 o'clock game, I'd have been fine with that. But either way, going looking both ways, it just wouldn't have worked. It's an AFC West final anyway.
Well, this is what I'm going to do. Because I really don't want to pick either team. Either team don't stand a chance. So I think I'm going to declare a tie in this game.
You're nuts. Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm declaring a tie.
Despite the fact that the 49ers scored 27 points in a losing effort, you're still going to pick this as a tie?
Why not? Give me 3 good reasons why I shouldn't.
I gave you 1. They scored 27 points last week in a losing effort. 2, they lost by 2. And then 3, you're nuts if you're actually going to put this as a tie and then lose it just all for all. Really?
What do I got to lose? What do I got to lose? I'm already losing to you anyway. What I got to lose? I'm rebound from the next week. I'm going to tie this game. I'm going to tie. Plain and simple. First off, this is an NFC West battle. This is a NFC West rival. I'm going with a tie. Point blank period. Tie. I'm just going with a tie. I don't like their rankings. I don't like their record. Tie. Sorry, I gotta go with tie. I'm not going to pick San Francisco because I don't like the way they've been playing. I'm not picking the Cardinals because I definitely don't like the way they've been playing. You put that together, you got losing efforts on both sides. I'm going with the tie. I'm going with the tie.
All right.
Next game. 425 on Fox, we had the 1, 2, and 1. Minnesota Vikings going up against the 2 and 2. Philadelphia Eagles. Excuse me. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Eagles took 2 of the last 3. The Vikings took the most older matchup in 2013, 48-30, and then the Eagles took the last 2 in 2016, 21-10, and then the championship game of 2018, 38-7. Darrell, Vikings, Eagles, rematch. What you got?
I'm picking the Eagles.
Check.
I got so disinterested in this. I just went on and started looking at notifications on my phone.
5. Next game. 425 on Fox. We had a 4-0. Oh, I didn't even realize they lost the game yet either. 4-0. Los Angeles Rams going up against 2-2. Seattle Seahawks. Excuse me. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Seahawks took 2 of the last 3. In 2016, they took that matchup 24-3, and then in 2017, 16-10, and then the Rams took the 2017 matchup 42-7. Darrell, if I'm correct, this is also an NFC West rival.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Darrell, Rams, Seahawks, who you got?
5-0. The Los Angeles Rams.
Check. They are going to literally do exactly what Rams do and run all over their defense. Check.
Exactly. Check.
Throw, run, do everything all over their defense. Point blank period.
Next be a busy Sunday in California.
Yes, it is. You got the let's see. You got the Chargers at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Oh, the 49ers at home. You got the 49ers at home. And then you got probably some of the NBA regular the preseason matchups down there in Los Angeles. So, and if I'm correct, they got something going on down there in LA this weekend. I just don't remember what it is. Word of mouth. Something's going on down there this weekend in LA. Next game, 8:20 on NBC. We got the 2-2 Dallas Cowboys going up against the 1-3 Houston Texans. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Texans took 2 of the last 3. This is the battle of the Texas teams. Makes me think of the NBA with the Dallas Mavericks and the Houston Rockets. And there's another. Oh, San Antonio.
The most important one. Mm-hmm. San Antonio and Houston.
Take a look at the previous 3 matchups. The Texans took 2 of the last 3. The Cowboys took the 2015 matchup 21-14, and then the Texans took the last 2 in 2016, 28-17, and then the preseason matchup in 2018, 14-6. Darrell, Cowboys, Texans. Let's just consider it they both home to me, in my personal opinion. What you got?
Agreed. Now, although I didn't pick the Texans to win last week, but however, I do like their spread out. I do like that, and that could hurt the Cowboys. But I think the Cowboys can stand strong on the spread, and I'm going to pick them.
Top of the radar shows strong thunderstorms near Lawrence, Indiana, 9 miles northeast of Indianapolis. At 15 miles per hour, got half-inch hails and winds in excess of 30 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. That includes Indianapolis, Carmel, Fisher, Noblesville, Lawrence, Cumberland, Muscorville, Castleton, and Geist Revizar. I am going with the Dallas Cowboys to pull up an upset against the Houston Texans. Finally, but not least, Monday night. I always say it, John Gruden, that's where you belong. 8:15 on ESPN. We had the 2-1 Washington Redskins going up against the 3-1 New Orleans Saints. Alvin Kamara's looking good, just as an FYI. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Redskins took 2 of the last 3. Starting in 2012, they got it 40-32, and then in 2015, 47-14, and then the Saints took the 2017 matchup 34-31. Darrell, Redskins, Saints. So you got
Saints.
Jack. Going with the Saints too. So there you have it. Predictions for Week 5 in the NFL. Now we're going to head on over and check out the Colts headlines. Let's see what you got, Darrell. Go ahead.
All right. Very simple, very quick. Actually, it's going to be quick. All right. Here's Colts headlines. There's a lot more to this, Darren, but I chose not to do it all. There's a bunch more than it, and it was phenomenal. Where did the Colts rank? They ranked first in the NFL in third down conversion percentage, which is rounded up. 2. Then they're first in the NFL in third down conversion, 32. Then they're fourth in NFL total receptions by a tight end, 29. That, yet alone, is impressive.
It is, but it annoys me because they should be doing a lot better than that.
Look, like I said, if they stayed healthy, they would be 3-1 instead of 1-3. If they stayed healthy, you got pretty much the whole entire lineup.
You got, remember, the mentality of thinking as a head coach. Except Week 1. That was just plain flat out hard-nosed defense. In the end, Cincinnati wins. And then you go to Washington. You dominate. Check. That's your only win. Then you go down to Philadelphia. Last-minute coaching mistakes cost the game. Same thing last week against the Houston Texans. Last-minute coaching decisions blew that game. Ain't got nothing to do with the players. Ain't got nothing to do with being healthy. It's all about making good coaching decisions.
Well, I think it's a mixture of both. I really do. Because I believe if the Colts still had their starters, I don't think they'd be in this predicament in the first place.
When did T.Y. Hilton get injured? When did T.Y. Hilton get injured?
Well, I think in the second half or the late first half, something like that. But I think it was like the late second half.
They still managed to do it without him pretty much because I thought he got injured in the first quarter.
Was it that long? Because he had 4 receptions at 115 yards, so it could have been.
Yeah, because the first quarter, that's where he ran that long third down conversion for a touchdown. So I think it was either late first quarter or early second quarter. Coaching mistakes. I just think it's coaching mistakes.
I think it's both because if it wasn't for, I don't think they'd be in this predicament in the first place. If they stayed healthy, they wouldn't be in this predicament.
Are you serious?
Larger margin wins. At least 7 points plus.
Even if, Darrell, it's still coaching mentality. You're blowing it just based off of doing things that you probably not even confident in doing yet.
Well, that's called stupid. And that's what happened last week.
Coaching mentality. That ain't got nothing to do with the players. Had he punt the football off, the defense might have just stepped up and been able to, one, either get the game into overtime and just would have been declared a tie, or two, they would have put a stop to it and the coach would have had another chance.
So anyway, moving on. Coach hit second straight day with light practice, which I find kind of interesting, and I agree with this too. So,
you don't need any more injured players, just as you said. So, yes, second straight day with a light practice sounds suffice to me.
Me too. So, AFC South. Houston Texans blew an 18-point lead, managed to win in overtime versus Colts to get their first win of the season. Jacksonville Jaguars destroys the New York Jets 31-12, and last-minute adjustments in overtime lifted the Tennessee Titans over the Philadelphia Eagles 26-23. Colts headline, but it's presented by no one. So, moving on to our final portion of this podcast, final thoughts. Darren, you got anything for us?
Mm-mm.
What impressed you for week 4? I've been meaning to ask you this for all these weeks from week 1, week 2, week 3, 4. You didn't get a chance to until I finally thought about it.
What stood out to me in week 4? I guess it would just be the normal mentality. I'm looking to double check. Check. Yeah, the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah. How they impressed you?
Yeah, I mean,
No, I was just asking.
besides the Kansas City Chiefs, it's it's a tie between them.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what impressed me. In a losing effort, Cleveland Browns and the Oakland. It wasn't so much of the game that impressed me. One player in particular stood out to me. Before I even get into that, Carlos Hyde, 22 rushes for 82 yards and a touchdown. Nick Chubb, 3 rushes, a $105 and 2 touchdowns. Impressive. Love it. He ran all over the Raiders defense.
I should not have lost that game.
Exactly. Raiders, Browns had a 14-point lead and blew it.
I still don't like John Gruden.
Neither do I. Overrated.
Never liked him when he coached Tampa Bay. Didn't like him then.
That's why I enjoyed watching that 2003 matchup with the Colts and the Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, I always enjoy watching that. The look, the expression of look on his face, each and every time the Colts scored a touchdown and that onside kick, I just get crunk every time. And it's just like, it is phenomenal. I could put that as a meme. For every time something shocks you or irritates you, put his picture up.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, well, your wife told you to sleep on the sofa tonight. There's that look. That's all right, because I'm going to snap. I'm gonna snap a picture,
What?
and I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna show you. See what I'm talking about? And they look just alike too. You would think his twin was out there.
Wow. I don't really know what to say about that one.
Not a thing, Darrell. Not a thing. Not a thing.
All right. So if there's nothing else, we can wrap this up and get on out of here.
Let's do that.
Okay. That is another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, just give this video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show? Just comment in the comment section below as usual. We are here. We're on social media sites of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you have any questions for us particularly, just hit us up there. And if you like them, we'll share them on the air. We're also on iTunes. Leave us a review. Also, help us improve on our show. What can we do to improve better? And also on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. But until then, I'm Darrell. Darren's on the opposite side.
Yep.
All right, social with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.
Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. Now, there's an understatement that always goes, that has always been true from day one when sports decided to come out, is that it can be very unpredictable. And of course, that's always been the statement, that's always been so true. And depending on how you look at it, it can be very unpredictable. But with Double Take Sports Talk, we just throw some entertainment in there. Even if we don't get predictions right or theories don't come out right, we always just throw a little entertainment into the mix. So why not just have a little fun with it? That's how predicting can be so fun if you make an entertainment out of it. But other than that, of course, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But anyway, we're on social media around the globe here. We're on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can hit us up on our fan page at the Watch Brothers. You can hit us up on Twitter at DTST2414. And of course, you can hit us up on Instagram, Double Take Sports Talk. So, YouTube, subscribe. You can share. You can do all the good stuff. Do anything that you would like. We're just trying to grow a podcast here, folks. We're also on the iTunes. You can download our episodes there. We're on the video, of course, and we're on the audio portion too. So either way that you can enjoy this podcast, you can do it audio, we do it on video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the podcast. And until then, ciao.
That's that. Oh.
That's a week in the books.
Don't think I want to see that.
That's something more here I needed to see. Swipe to the left.
I'm sorry. You say something.
No, I was saying it was something I was trying to find. I can't find it. I accidentally swipe to the left.
Not surprised.
So what you expect from the NBA season?
Run that by me again.
What do you expect from this NBA season?
That one team only exists, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers. Forget the rest of the NBA. I mean, I would love to see the Indiana Pacers do something. I would love to see all the teams do something. But it's all going to be about the Los Angeles Lakers. And I was sure to say the Rams. The Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, man. It's going to hurt.
It's beyond hurting. They look like they went back to their retro jerseys of the 90s.
Who? The Lakers?
The Lakers. Mm-hmm. Didn't it look like they went back to their retros?
Look like it. This show looked like it. Probably the only difference to be is that, of course, they have, branded and have their sponsors on it first. But that probably be the only difference.
Yeah. Sure.
This show looked like they went back to their retro.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably still, like you said, branded it up into what it is now. But what it looks like now, but kind of just made it in a retro style, which I like it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I like to go back and look at old games anyway.
Hey, Brett Brown.
Huh?
Oh, man. All right, Brett Brown.
Brett Brown.
Yep, Brett Brown. Did you read that 30 teams in 30 days?
Yes.
Where they analyzed the Pacers?
No, I did not. Thought you was talking about the recap of Sunday in 1 minute.
Nah. I'm good on them right now anyway. Oh man. So team to watch will be the Los Angeles Lakers. They're gonna be the most overrated team to look at anyway.
Who?
The Lakers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They wasn't nothing until LeBron James came, and here they are now as already an overrated team. That season hasn't even started yet.
That'll hurt any time of the day.
You know, line on that.
I'd rather portray Homer Simpson.
No kidding.
Yes, sir. I would not mind doing that.
Oh yeah.
See that Blake Bortles threw a career high like 300 something yards last week.
No. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Blake Bortles.
He threw his career best.
Yeah, his career best or career high, however you want to put it. What was it, like 312, 382 or something like that?
Probably. I didn't pay attention to it.
I missed my video game.
Me too, Darrell. Me too. Me too.
I miss it.
Me too. I miss going on GTA, going online, playing. I miss 2K. I play Madden for about 5 minutes on Saturday.
How did you?
Just for 5 minutes, yes, because I needed to think of an idea. See how that came out to be.
Very interesting.
Yep, I played 5 minutes, just the training practices, and that's it. I miss my games. I was able to go out there, just kind of just strategize a little bit, and then after I got done, I came back on here and strategized some more.
What happens, man?
Yeah.
Make some things work.
I think I got to do it tomorrow.
Okay. Strategize.
No, most likely I have to play Madden for a minute, but I can't. I have to play a whole game for that. But
Right. Right. I'm just going on GTA. I'm just going on GTA Online.
me too, Drew. I miss it. But I had to make a schedule for that. Whenever we are free.
So I'll be free
Yeah.
Thursday and Sunday.
Sunday.
How about me?
Sunday would just get back on GTA and just act like that never happened.
Agreed.
All right, anything else?
Nope.
We're out. You will
We're
see
out.
us.
Got the mic.
You will see us on the Major League podcast on Saturday.